And we say good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to Jim Deggys Pizza here on Highway 28 East in the Skyline Plaza. It is our home for the Bryant Bell Coaches Show. About an hour and maybe 7 minutes after our normal time period here, Coach. But, let a little parade, roll first. And a good time tonight on Main Street.
A change of pace is a good thing, and it is a good time. It's a good time for our city, for our school, and hopefully for our football team tomorrow night.
I tell you, Coach, this late in the year, October is starting this weekend. Fall supposedly has begun already, but it's a little warm out there throwing candy tonight.
Yeah, it's warm.
Period, huh?
Yeah, we're sick and tired of this weather. I've seen a long-term forecast for calling for a cold front in a couple weeks, so I'm hoping that comes to fruition.
Well, we hope so too, and I'd like to at least play a couple of football games when the weather is not in the low 90s, and it's supposed to be that way for kickoff tomorrow night. But hey, we welcome you in. Homecoming is this weekend, and of course, homecoming parade was tonight. Certainly enjoyed that. I enjoyed being a part of that. It was good to see a lot of folks and throwing candy and other things their way. Coach, do you find homecoming to be a distraction for your players in any way?
No, I don't. It's one of those weeks for a high school kid to, they only get 4 of them. So I encourage them to embrace it and just, but embrace it and have fun. But when it's 7 o'clock on Friday, make sure your body is right, hydrated in these temperatures, and make sure your mind is where it needs to be.
Well, and hydration doesn't just start Friday night. I mean, hydration is something that you've got to be doing all week long to get that water into your cells. And because if they just started drinking Friday afternoon, that would do very little good, I'm sure.
We start on Wednesday. I personally mix up jugs of Gatorade and make them chug water and Gatorade in front of me for 48 hours. So, we've got a handle on that.
I got you. Talking with Head Coach Bryant Bell of the Pineville Rebels. We welcome you into our Bryant Bell Coaches Show live at Jim Deggys Pizza. We're just getting started. I know you might think we'd be near the end, but we're just getting started. Invite you to come on out. Many of you that have come out after the homecoming parade to get you something to eat. We're looking forward to doing that, too, after our show is finished. But we invite you to come join us here at Jim Deggys and have a great slice of Jim Deggys Pizza with us, or the meatball marinara, or they've got salad soups, a whole lot more than what you might imagine, and a good crowd here with us on homecoming night. It is homecoming this weekend at Pineville High School. Friday night, of course. I believe it's a 10-year reunion, 20-year, 30-year, 40-year, and 60-year, I heard. I don't know what happened to 50, and maybe they are. That's just what I was told today. So, Nathan, are you in one of those groups?
Yes, I'm in 40.
40, okay, 40. All right.
Well, and I have the unique privilege is that my youngest daughter is in her 10.
Oh,
so
okay.
We're literally 30 years apart, so she will be coming in from Mississippi with 2 of my grandchildren, and her husband.
Awesome.
He can come too, but the grandchildren are coming.
That's
they'll
the main
be at
thing.
the game Friday night, and I may have to slip out of the press box just for a little bit, for a photo op, and or slip her up into the press box. I'm not sure which, but
well, it better be during a commercial break, because otherwise he pushes all the buttons. I just talk. He pushes all the buttons.
I'm gonna pass the buttons off to you.
Man, I'll wreck that ship if you're not careful. So it's like the Enterprise sometime with all these lighted, push the wrong thing and I'll be in warp speed, and we're just messed up. But hey, it is homecoming. Want to encourage you to come out tomorrow night. Jonesboro Hodge is our opponent. We'll get into them in just a little bit. We're also going to be talking with Landon Grimes tonight, who is here at Jim Deggys, along with a lot of other good people. But, Coach, what we typically do is look back to last Friday's game. We do that in our first segment. And what an interesting game it was in Lake Charles. Big road trip for us, and going down. Very nice accommodations for us at Barb High School. It's good to see some of the areas that have come back post-hurricane, and the facilities there, certainly some of the nicest. And the game itself, maybe not the score-wise what we would have wanted, but if a game game was decided by the tail of the tape relative to statistics, relative to, total yards, relative to, leading in most every category but the score, we would have won the game. And
right.
I know, you've had enough moral victories. You've had enough of those that hurt and, but not getting that win. But that was a game that was right there for us.
It was, and it's unfortunate that we didn't play the first quarter like we finished the game in the fourth quarter. We squandered too many opportunities on offense and had a couple lazy defensive series there, in the first quarter and the third quarter, and just, like I told my team, you never know, you're not out until it's over, and now there's proof in that, and. But I couldn't be more proud of our team for the effort that they showed there in the fourth quarter when we could have folded, but we fought back and just unfortunately fell one possession short. And, we'll learn from it and move on.
Well, I was watching someone forwarded me a link to a article that a paper down there, or I'm sorry, one of the news stations does down there, and they did like a 5 or 6 minute, not for airtime, but for their website, kind of like walking up to the homecoming, the stuff leading up to it. And they actually got permission from 446 Sports to use our play-by-play comp voice. And the guy who did the production, when he sent it to us and thanked us, thanks 446 for, I know, like you said, able to claim those. And to be only, when I look at our standings, our defense is stood up very well. Our points.
When you say that,
Nathan,
no, not in a bad way.
Off,
moral victories, and we're kind of tired of them. We're ready to turn the corner, and I feel like our team. I feel like I speak for our whole team when I say that. Barb's an outstanding, well-coached, team, and I wish them nothing but the best. They're a class organization, and it was a good game in some ways for us, and we're
of course was 7-0 at halftime. I know you went into the halftime locker room thinking a couple of adjustments here. You had made some adjustments in not only your offensive set, but you were starting to have a young man that emerged as far as a running back. Mm-hmm. And by the end of the game, one of the comments you made to Robert Anderson on the field was, "I think we found our running back."
Right. Aiden Tate is he's only a sophomore. But he's really stepped up for us, and Ty and Ethan and those guys will continue to run the ball. But Aiden really stood out last game, and he has the intangibles that you look for, and we're happy to only see where he goes from here.
Well, no doubt. And for the game, Aiden finished 22 carries, 140 yards, and a touchdown on the game. And, we started out again with that committee of running backs. Ty Sanders, 12 carries, 65 yards, and a touchdown. Ethan Gates, a couple of carries, 4 carries as well for 21 yards. But really, Aiden Tate did step up in that game. And, that adjustment with the back offset of Whitty, Coach, really, was when the offense was the most effective.
That's all Coach, Justin Webb. I mean, he's the one that made that adjustment. He's the one that put us in the right position, and we'll see where we go from there.
No doubt, and of course, on the receiving end of things, Sebastian Mollett made a couple of big catches for 36 yards. You had Landon Roberts with a couple of catches as well for 41. Garrett Jackson with a pair of catches as well. And again, we had some issues with interceptions that stopped some drives. Yet at the same time, we found ourselves, like we did against Tioga, in the red zone a couple of times, and we took advantage of it late in the game, but early in the game we didn't.
Yeah, we that's kind of what did us in the red zone and goal line, offensive squandering those opportunities. But we've made a huge emphasis on that this week in practice. We've repped it and fine-tune some things to help us that we believe will help us punch it in the end zone better when we get into the red zone. And we look forward to opportunities to show that tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, of course, Jonesboro Hodge coming to D.C. Bill Bates Stadium. We'll get into that more in just a few moments. Of course, when we're leaving Lake Charles, we're talking with you, on the phone and comparing some notes because, didn't really have all the stats in front of us. We knew a couple of young men that had stood out on the game, but when it came down to selecting our Quibido's Cajun Cafe player of the game, it was pretty obvious who we needed to turn to, and that was number 23. And we bring that up here on the screen for those watching at home or watching on your smart device. Number 23 was our player of the game, and again, just a sophomore.
And what I like about that is, previously we had to make decisions a lot of times for the player of the game ourselves, and if we don't have full stats,
by the end of
we're
the
trying
game,
to remember it. And so 446 Sports has made the transition this year that they're going to announce it on Sunday nights. Gives us a little more time to discuss it, but what I really like is it gives us a chance to talk to the coach. We were thinking Aiden, texted him on the way home, and he said no doubt about it that that's the guy he would go with. And so Sunday night we got to roll that out. And so it was a great thing at Coach Speak on Sunday nights. Every Sunday night at 5 o'clock, you have the opportunity to come out or to watch. Don't get to come out because the place is closed. But hosted by Quibido's and at Quibido's, and to talk about that each week and rolled out all of the teams that 446 is doing. But man, we were bragging on Aiden Sunday night, and that was fun to get to call a sophomore to get the player of the week.
Right. Aiden's a good linebacker for us as well. That's where he's been playing before we sort of converted him over, and with him stepping up, it's allowed him to be more of a one-way kind of guy. It's allowed Ty Sanders to while he'll still carry the ball, to sort of lean on his home on defense and allow us to work a little depth a little bit more efficiently.
Well, Ty seems to bring a speed element there, and if you can combine those things, so many teams we jokingly talk about thunder and lightning, but it does take those elements. And, Tate developing into a workhorse. Ethan Gates has carried the ball quite a bit and also provides that power that you look for. But we were not used to calling Tate's name, and we got used to it pretty quickly Friday night, which was fun to watch.
It really was. And again, you think about that, the success that this defensive-minded coach has had in bringing some defensive players over to the offensive side of the ball. It certainly is making, been good moves. And, we hit week number 5, certainly with that in mind. Nathan, I'm not sure if we have our cool play of the game. All right. So since it comes from the same game, and we will finally put a wrap on week number 1 of this game with Barb and Pineville. I need you to set it up.
Well, let me set it up because
So
we debated. Let me go back over here. We debated whether or not there were actually 2 pretty good candidates on the same drive. Both of them were fourth down plays. Both of them were converted by Whitty. And so it's like, which one do we use? But we ended up choosing this particular one. This is the second of the 2.
Sounds good.
You're going to see it developing on the field.
All right, fourth down. Whitty back to pass. Whitty running. Whitty got it. He's got the 20. He's at the 15, the 10. Whitty out of bounds.
The play that set up then able to go back into, score the touchdown.
Right.
He also had a fourth down conversion earlier in the same drive. Similar scamper right up the middle. And I think he may have picked up a little bit more yardage on that one, but we thought that this one, as critical as it was towards the end of the drive, sustaining the drive, and you've become quite a bit of a gambler on these fourth downs this year.
It's the confidence that we put in our team, and we want to hold the ball on offense, and we know that we trust our defense, where if we happen to not make it, which odds say that one day we won't. Hopefully we're 100%, but that we will have them to lean on. But we knew that Barb's linebackers were going to bail out hard on the snap, and that was sort of a game plan type deal to tell Whitty to if it's not there, go.
He didn't seem to hesitate on it. I mean, when he looked and saw the only guy in the middle is the referee. That's the only guy he got to beat is the referee. And pretty clear field running there for him, and he took advantage of it. And he actually had 79 yards himself rushing. Well, no, it was passing. I don't have his rushing yardage, but he had nice yardage as well on the ground.
But it did seem like the the comment that kind of irked the coach a little bit, and I get that, but it seemed at that moment that Pineville's coming back, and again, if one or two other things could have fallen into place, it could have easily been a tied ball game. And I again give credit to our team right there on this doorstep, and hopefully tomorrow night we'll be able to take that as we go into our homecoming game. Be a lot of folks coming back to Pineville High School to DC Bill Bates Stadium tomorrow night, and it's going to be a great night weather-wise, so we hope you'll come out and cheer on the Rebels here as we play our last game before we get into our district schedule, which begins in week number 6. We'll take a time out here and come back, and we'll talk about the opponent that we have tomorrow night. We also still have Landon Grimes that we're going to be visiting with as well. Pineville and Jonesboro Hodge, the Tigers, will be coming to DC Bill Bates Stadium tomorrow night at 7 p.m. We'll be on the air with you at 6:45 right here on 446 Sports. Stay with us. The Bryant Bell Coaches Show continues live from Jim Deggys Pizza here in Skyline Plaza on 2080s. Back after this timeout.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family. For all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, Apparel and Promotions in Pineville.
I'm Jason Hall with Farm Bureau Insurance. Did you know that September is Life Insurance Awareness Month? Our team is here to educate about life insurance and help you make the right coverage choices with the right agent this month and every month. Taking care of your family can be simple and something you can do today. There's no better time than now to learn how life insurance can protect your family's financial security. So talk.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Time for a red, white, and cool summer event at Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Right now, you can save on a new energy saving system. No money down, 0% interest, and no payments till June 2024. Call Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing or visit us online.
And we welcome you back to Jim Deggys Pizza, where we are here tonight a little later than normal, and we're excited to be here, though, because it's homecoming. Had the homecoming parade down Main Street earlier today. Started at Shamrock and came all the way down Main, or up Main maybe, as you would say, toward Military, ending at Claiborne there at the turn to head to Pineville High School. And glad to have homecoming festivities underway. A lot of classes doing things Friday and Saturday here in the area. Some folks coming back to Pineville for the first time in a long time, and we're glad to have them back. And, of course, homecoming tomorrow night will be very special. Homecoming court tonight was in the parade, and they'll be presented tomorrow night as well. It'll be a very special moment for a lot of those ladies and their parents. But we also are hoping it's going to be a very special night for Pineville High School football as well, as we take on the Tigers of Jonesboro Hodge at 7 p.m. at DC Bill Bates Stadium. And, Coach, this is the second year of a home-and-home contract with Jonesboro Hodge. I know back in the day for us, back in the 70s and 80s, played Jonesboro Hodge a lot, made that trip up there a lot, and they came here. It kind of good to have a familiar name on the schedule again. Tell us a little bit about what you've seen in your preparation, getting your team ready, what you see in the Tigers.
Well, Jonesboro they're not quite as big as they were last year up front, which is a really good thing for us.
Right.
But for anybody that would be playing them, they were huge last year. But, just like they have been, like you referenced from the 70s and 80s, just like back then, they're still super athletic now. They have a running quarterback that, if you let him loose, he will do damage. They have some receivers that can go. So, our defense, we have to keep them in front of us and make tackles when we have an opportunity. And you're going to see an attacking style defense from them. Again, athletic. They're a guy that had committed to LSU. I think he moved off somewhere, but they still have some horses in the stable, and they're gonna, like I said against Winfield at the beginning of the year, they have a tradition, a championship pedigree.
Right.
And they're playing to honor that, as any championship program does, and they're going to come in and play very hard tomorrow night.
So we encourage you to get there early. Parking will be a little bit of a premium, again, because of the number of folks that will be returning to Pineville High School, 10-year, 20-year, 30-year, 40-year, and 60-year class reunions that will be going on. So a lot of folks will be around Bates Stadium tomorrow night, and we want to encourage you to come out and join us for that. Jonesboro Hodge comes in 2-2 on the season. I know that they shut out Lincoln Prep last week, and I've seen some of their scores. They've either won by a lot or lost by a lot, and just following them since the beginning of the season. I thought they were 1-3, but 2-2 after that win over Lincoln Prep last week. From a standpoint of run to pass, Coach, what is their percentage of run to pass?
They're 51% run and 49% pass, so pretty much as balanced as you can get.
Right.
That
would be a win in an election, but
that's right.
But still, I guess they go with what the hot hand is.
They're going to run their quarterback. He's kind of their man, and when they throw it, they mean it. They're going to throw it down the field. They're not interested in dinking and dunking. So, they'll try to keep us off balance, and it's a good plan by them. And they can be explosive.
But that tests, obviously your secondary and your linebacker core that we've talked about as well. Put some pressure on them.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get some pressure on them and go from there. Hope for the best.
Well, no doubt. So Jonesboro Hodge tomorrow night. Again, want to encourage you to come out and support the Pineville Rebels. Tigers coming in to that game 2-2 on the season. Rebels looking for their second win of the season before we get into district play in week number 6. It is also the first of 2 consecutive home games for the Pineville Rebels, so a good opportunity for you to come out and enjoy Pineville and be a part of homecoming and all the festivities that go with that. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, Landon Grimes will join us here as we go 4 wide on the set. We look forward to talking with Landon about the Pineville program, about his contribution to that as well. So stay with us. We will have Landon when we come back. This is the Bryant Bell Coaches Show live from Jim Deggys Pizza on Highway 28 East in the Skyline Plaza here on 446 Sports.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, The trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation. For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Appliance Parts Company in Alexandria has all your major appliance parts needs. We sell parts to all major appliances as well as new appliances, including window units, chest, and upright freezers. Appliance Parts originally opened its doors on Lee Street in 1972, and we're now open at a new location on Memorial Drive to serve you better. Stop by, say hey to our crew, and check out our awesome holiday gifts. Appliance Parts, 2208 Memorial Drive in Alexandria next to Target. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 9 till 12.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Harrell, Certified Residential Appraiser. I am currently a leading provider of appraisal services for mortgage lending, employee relocation, estate planning, and community property settlements. My experience in real estate over the past 13 years and currently serving as president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association has given me a clear understanding of the real estate world and the ever-changing market we live in today. For any of your valuation needs, give me, Kimberly Harrell, a call.
And we welcome you back to our Bryant Bell Coaches Show. A little later than normal, but glad to be here with you, accommodating tonight the homecoming parade, which started at 6 p.m., which is normally the time we start. But fortunately for Coach Bell and I and the football players, we were toward the front of the parade. So we were able to, get down the road and get to the school, get, unloaded and get here to Jim Deggys in time for tonight's program and getting ready for homecoming as well. And we are certainly happy to be joined now by a young man that we get to call his name a good bit, number 4. He's a junior wide receiver, Landon Grimes. And Landon, good to have you here with us. You were on with the coach last year, and it's good to have you back on with us this year. Tell me a little bit about yourself as far as your football playing is concerned.
I've been happy with throwing the ball more and playing a little catch and mixing it up with the run. So.
Yeah, you get to obviously on the wide receiver side of things. You also work in the slot a good bit, and it certainly keeps gives Whitty a target, and the more reps you get, the more comfortable you get with that, I would assume.
Yes, sir. Me and Whitty kind of after practice we work out like routes and stuff, and certain situations where if I'm covered up, I'll run upfield and. You kind of tell me where to go, and I'll just go to that point.
And then the ball's there?
Yes, sir.
All right, very good, very good. Coach, tell me about what number 4 means to your Rebel team.
Just like I've described, Ty and Zane over the last couple of weeks, Landon's the same way. I couldn't I couldn't imagine coaching at Pineville without him, and don't want to. He's one of the best, well-rounded young men on our team. His family loves all things Pineville, and Landon's one of our, just like he's a well-rounded young man, he's a well-rounded athlete too. We've handed the ball to him, we've thrown it to him, we've tossed it to him, he's returned kicks, and we're always looking for more ways to get the ball in his hands, because we really believe he can be explosive when we get him in the right situation. And the sky's the limit for Landon, and he's still got the best in front of him.
No doubt. And he is one of the young men that you can say came into the program at the same time you did.
Right. He's one of the first ones I met. Met him and Ty. I remember them in particular at the same time on my second day on the job, and the rest is history.
Talking with number 4, Landon Grimes, 6-foot wide receiver for the Pineville Rebels. From a standpoint of the last couple of games, you look at the Barb game and some of the other games where the team has been so close. Your thoughts as a player on where the team is as we go into week number 5.
We've definitely grown a lot, and definitely since week 1. And I didn't even know we could come this far, and we're only halfway through the season. But we always get told that that same feeling that hurts when you come up short, and make sure you have that same mindset through the week and push through and just work harder every day, and don't forget and not take off reps in practice, because we don't want to feel that feeling again and for a very long time.
Well, I understand, and the feeling, the hurt of coming so close, and knowing that was a game that was there for us, and a couple of things fall into place. Sometimes we could be far away from winning. You could be far away from those things falling into place, nothing going right. But in this particular game, a road game for us in a place right. that these players had not been before, and getting on the big bus and going down and being very businesslike in that, and then having the game right there in front of you in a nice facility was I would think would be a growing experience for you.
Right. Yeah, and ever since we were coming into junior high, with the West Monroes and the Rustons, we used to be not scared but intimidated. But now it's just we know we can compete with anybody on our schedule, and I do believe that, and I know the coaching staff has said that a lot, and basically just, don't matter who we play, because as long as we play hard, the game's either going to be a close or we're going to pull out with the win. And you basically saw that in Barb, and, we got to, I tell, pretty much everybody on the sideline, and a lot of us do, that, we got to come out with the first punch. And basically the word of the week was a fourth quarter effort, because we, came back in the fourth quarter. And if we would have had that effort the whole game, then it would have been not even a close game, in my opinion.
No, I agree with you, and seemingly a lot of the Barb folks did as well. Coach, you talk about this young man wanting the ball, and obviously he's been offensive-minded in the things that he does in touching the football. You've had some success moving some defensive guys over to offense. What about maybe some offensive guys over to defense? I mean,
it's certainly been a thought. It's certainly been a thought. But, never say never.
He certainly looks like a young man that could cover some area, in the secondary. So no doubt about that. Good to have Landon Grimes, number 4, on with us. We didn't have it arranged before the show because we weren't sure with homecoming, what young men would be here. And we appreciate Landon and his family, along with many other families that come out tonight after homecoming to get some pizza and enjoy our Bryant Bell Coaches Show here. So it's good to have him on. Landon, I like to ask our players as we wrap up our interview, and I can see the smile coming across your face already, so I know you have something very special to share with us. We normally ask for a funny Bryant Bell story, something you want to tell on the head coach that he's already promised he won't discipline you for. So, go ahead and spill it for everyone that's listening, your favorite Bryant Bell story.
Well, it was definitely not my favorite, but because it was a long time ago. It was actually last year, my sophomore year, and we were the only we started as sophomores, and so we thought we were like he could tell you he could tell you that we were really hot headed and thought we were like the cool kids.
All of
I guess.
that and a bag of chips, huh?
Right.
Yep,
And So I forgot who it was, but I swear to him, I told him that a coach told us to go up early because we had a JV game for the Jamboree, and so then after that we had to go play varsity, and so me and a couple other people got up there. We're like tired and sitting, and all you hear is a door slam. And I'm like, well, that does not sound good. And Coach Bell comes in all hot. I mean, his whole body was shaking. He was red. And then I remember we had to run hills before the game. And
wow.
So yeah, but I mean that's my funniest one. A lot of people have took all the good stories that we joke about a lot.
I hear you. But
I think I coined the phrase sophomore superstars.
Yeah.
There. I think that's what I called them, and I didn't really mean it back then, but.
But when he was all red and upset, it
was pretty bad. We all got nervous and stuff, so we're like,
Well, you don't see him like that very often, huh?
Yeah, he's gotten better. I mean,
I've mellowed out a little bit.
He has definitely. My freshman year, he's mellowed out a lot.
Okay. Well, very good, very good. Well, we look forward to tomorrow night seeing Landon and the Pineville Rebel team as they get ready to take on Jonesboro Hodge. Appreciate you stepping in with us for a few moments and giving us your offensive perspective of things, and I do believe tomorrow night's going to be something special.
Yes, sir, it will.
Good. We'll take a time out here. When we come back, we'll get into some other LHSAA news, look at standings, look ahead as well to other games in the area, and continue our conversation with Coach Bryant Bell. Stay with us. This is the Bryant Bell Coaches Show live from Jim Deggys Pizza on Highway 28 East in the Skyline Plaza, coming to you live on 446 Sports.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by two walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family. For all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, apparel and promotions in Pineville.
I'm Jason Hall with Farm Bureau Insurance. Did you know that September is Life Insurance Awareness Month? Our team is here to educate about life insurance and help you make the right coverage choices with the right agent this month and every month. Taking care of your family can be simple and something you can do today. There's no better time than now to learn how life insurance can protect your family's financial security. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect what matters most.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
Time for our red, white, and cool summer event at Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Right now, you can save on a new energy saving system. No money down, 0% interest, and no payments till June 2024. Call Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing or visit us online.
We welcome you back to the Bryant Bell Coaches Show, coming to you live tonight from Jim Deggys Pizza. Thursday night, getting ready for Friday night football back home. After last week's road trip to Lake Charles, we'll be home tomorrow night as well as the following Friday night. Glad to welcome a lot of alumni coming back for a great weekend of activities. That's what homecoming certainly means. But for Coach Bell, he is focused on tomorrow night's game and getting ready for the Jonesboro Hodge Tigers to come to Pineville High School. Coach, I was very interested looking over the Twitter and checking out some of the stories, and I've been hearing this was going to happen, but to see a date finally set, the LHSAA has called a special meeting for October the 3rd in which the definition of the word select will be up for discussion, and that is probably the most confused terminology that is out there in the sports world as far as select and non-select, and maybe if you can help us a little bit understand where Pineville currently is and your thoughts on where this vote may go, as it's going to require a quorum of the 400, I think 400 and missing the number 4 schools that there are. 404 member schools across the state of Louisiana. They have to have at least 203 that show up to have a quorum, and it will be a simple majority that makes the decision on this. But first of all, where we currently are in this select, non-select discussion, and then I'll ask your opinion on where you think this vote may go.
Well, you use the word confusing, and that's really what it is for all of us. I speak to coaches and athletic directors all over the place, and nobody really knows what's going on right now. But my interpretation is that we've reverted back, after the judge's injunction to what it was a couple of years ago, and that's we would be non-select with a 32-team bracket at this point. Most people believe that the system that we had last year is very feasible and very likable, competitive, postseason system, and it's. I just believe that if enough schools show up, then that will probably win out. Now, that's just me talking. I could be completely wrong, but it'll be interesting to see where it falls.
Well, Coach, right now though we're playing in essence we're classified parish-wide as select.
Right.
And so we play in a different, we play in a different bracket playoff wise than we would maybe against some of the traditional schools that are non-select. And it's just hard for and it affects all of our sports, not just football.
Yeah, and it's a tricky slope. I mean, some sports are better served being select, maybe some non-select. It comes down to doing what's best for your school, and what the right or wrong answer is on that. I don't know. I'm certainly not qualified to say, but it'll be interesting to see how the vote turns out. That's for sure.
Well, we were thrown into it because our parish allows open enrollment. So typically, you would look at private schools, lab schools, magnet schools, those type things. But they threw the whole parish into the pot of gumbo last year or over after the season, and that's been a challenge for schools to understand, and that's why the lawsuit was filed, and ultimately Rapides and I believe was it Ouachita Parish that were defendants in that, or were the plaintiffs in that, and they won that injunction. So it will be interesting to see. It is set for October the 3rd. Looking, where things are, it will be a simple majority. And as I understand it, a yes vote, if approved, means that the current select designation approved by the executive committee last year stays in place, thus including any member deemed to be a magnet school, a lab school, a charter school, or a parish that allows open enrollment. However, a no vote by the group by a simple majority. A no vote would revert the glossary item definition-wise back to its January 2022 definition, which states, quote, select shall mean private or public schools that have an established academic criteria that is used in order to determine the admission or retention of its students. And Coach, if I'm reading what you're saying right, that's the definition that you and a lot of your colleagues would like to see us go back to. Am I reading that right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. All right.
I don't know on that, but it'll be interesting to see what happens.
I'm not even sure they're going to get a majority if they're going to get a quorum for this, but it will also be interesting to see how the member schools vote on playoff structures for all those sports and everything. But this is specifically for this particular item of determining the definition of select, and it'll be decided on October the 3rd. We'll report to you about it next Thursday here on our Coaches Show, so I encourage you to stay with us for that. We'll take one more time out, and when we come back, we'll look at everything that's coming up on the schedule this week, look at the current rankings of 5A around the state, and one final push towards homecoming game tomorrow night. Back after this timeout, this is the Bryant Bell Coaches Show live from Jim Deggys Pizza, Skyline Plaza, Highway 28 East. We're live on 446 Sports.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Appliance Parts Company in Alexandria has all your major appliance parts needs. We sell parts to all major appliances as well as new appliances, including window units, chest, and upright freezers. Appliance Parts originally opened its doors on Lee Street in 1972, and we're now open at a new location on Memorial Drive to serve you better. Stop by, say hey to our crew, and check out our awesome holiday gifts. Appliance Parts, 2208 Memorial Drive in Alexandria next to Target. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 9 till 12.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Harrell, Certified Residential Appraiser. I am currently a leading provider of appraisal services for mortgage lending, employee relocation, estate planning, and community property settlements. My experience in real estate over the past 13 years and currently serving as president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association has given me a clear understanding of the real estate world and the ever-changing market we live in today. For any of your valuation needs, give me, Kimberly Harrell, a call.
Again, we appreciate all our great sponsors that help make our live broadcast possible all during the season. It's not anything you have to pay to subscribe to. I know that that happens in some other parts of the state, but it's great to be able to provide this to you because of the great sponsors that help support our efforts all season long for 446 Sports, and of course our coaches show every Thursday night. Jim Deggys Pizza has been our home, and we're certainly happy to support these guys here. I hope you will come out and enjoy some great pizza. We'll be doing that after the broadcast here in a few minutes. They specialize in a very good 10-inch size personal pizza that is not only good but cooked over a 700-degree fire, a brick oven style pizza that only takes a matter of minutes to have 3 minutes actually for you to have the perfect pizza. And so encourage you to come see them here. A lot of other great things on the agenda, from wings to meatball marinara to again a host of other beverages as well. So they'll make you happy one way or the other. We encourage you to come visit our friends here at Jim Deggys Pizza. Coach, as we head into week number 5, last week of the non-district schedule for us, we want to take a look at the standings here around the district, and looking at where the teams stack up after 4 weeks of play. You see West Monroe with an interim head coach at 4-0 on the season, along with West Washita. Ruston 3-1 on the season, still one of the top-ranked teams in the state, although they are 3-1. Ash getting the win at East Ascension last week on the road, coming from behind. They're 2-2 overall, and Pineville and Washita at 1-3. Again, district opens next week, but anything about that surprises you at all as you look at it, Coach?
No, it's about how you would, think it would fare out. I mean, you got maybe West Washita at 4-0. Most people probably pick Ruston and Washita to be up there, but
right.
It's certainly going to shake out here over the next few weeks, and it'll end the way it's supposed to be.
And I have a question about the stats there, because is Ruston 3-1 or are they 4-0? Because I've seen two different places.
They're 3-1 on the field. Warren Easton forfeited to them for an ineligible player, I believe, is correct.
So Warren Easton won the game when it was played, but they have since had to forfeit it.
Okay.
Yes, they won, and they won by 1 point, and they had to forfeit.
The reason I asked that is in the top 10, it shows them as being 4-0, but in the standings I had 3-1. So I will correct this graphic that they are also then at 4-0.
On paper, they are 4-0. So yes,
right.
yes. So that helps you see that in District 2-5A. The week number 4, the poll that's put together by the Louisiana Sports Writers Association has a man that we were just talking about, John Curtis. His team, they've only played 3 games this season, but they are the overwhelming choice to be the number 1 team heading into week number 5. Ed Nakar right behind them, though, as far as first place votes are concerned. Then Destrehan, Zachary, that team we talked about. Ruston, the Bearcats, are 4-0. They're at number 5. Karen Crow, also 4-0.
And there were no changes in the top 6 from last week. The only change then becomes number 7 was St. Aug, and they dropped down out of the top 10, which allows West Monroe to bump up and Acadiana to bump up, and then you have a couple of teams that were not ranked previously.
Gotcha. So Airline, East St. John. Again, Coach, all powerhouses in that 5A atmosphere that we're talking about off mic, as far as playing in, those are our schools that have and continue to have a lot of success based on the players they're able to bring in and the pool of talent that they have.
Right. I know Zachary and West Monroe are playing each other this week, so that some things may shake out a little bit, but you have your blue bloods there, and you have the rest of us trying to reach the bar that they've set. That's life, I guess.
And I think Catholic Baton Rouge was in the top 10, also bumped down. So that's 2, St. Aug and Catholic, I believe. I think about that. Gotcha. But still getting, as you can see, some ranks, some votes to be in that top 10. We have a listing of the games that are coming up that we're going to be watching this week. And, of course, Bolton plays tonight. They're playing right now as we speak.
At Block.
And then tomorrow night, Ash will be hosting Green Oaks. And Jonesboro Hodge, of course, runs here to Pineville and to the ferocious jaws of this Rebel team that we're looking to see a great win. Peabody is traveling to Washington Marion, as you see that on the screen. And then Tioga will be hosting Gina. Those, you can see the games that are hosted on 446 Sports, have the little logo there next to it. Tioga, one of those. Buckeye will be traveling over to Grand, a good contest there that folks enjoy. And I don't know, is that what they call the Squirrel Bowl? Because hunting season starts next week. Squirrel season does, so I'm not sure about that. Northwood Lena will be at North Central, and then Opelousas Catholic at Menard on the 446 network of games as well.
And, of course, we do remind you on Sunday evenings we have something that we all do together called Coach Speak. It's a wrap-up of the Friday night games of our 446 family of schools. We announce for the first time on Sunday night at 5 p.m. who the Quibido's Cajun Cafe player of the game is for each of our teams. We recap our games, and we also announce the Southern Air Cool play of the game and show that video as well. It's live from Quibido's on Sunday nights, so we want to encourage you, or Sunday afternoon at 5 p.m., and encourage you to tune in for that. It does give you an opportunity to hear about all of our local schools that we carry on 446. So, again, a big thank you to all our sponsors that help make that possible. And, of course, back at our regular time next Thursday night, 6 to 7 p.m. for the Bryant Bell Coaches Show here at Jim Deggys Pizza. We enjoy that. A little extra in the overtime for us tonight, though, and with the parade downtown. Just got a very nice text message from Dr. Carl Carpenter thanking me in particular for participating as mayor and being a part of the parade. It was certainly a good opportunity, and just love the spirit of our school, coach, and our city. And wins obviously are important, but so is community. And
better. That's right.
I appreciate that. Coach has spoken, so I'll take that. Coach, looking forward to tomorrow night. Jonesboro Hodge Tigers come to town, and again, the Rebels are ready, and I'm looking forward to something very special tomorrow night.
We're ready too, and it's going to be a good game and a good atmosphere. So we encourage everybody to come out and support us and cheer us on to victory.
Again, weather's going to cooperate. Going to be nice at kickoff. No rain in the forecast. Although while we would like some, it looks like we're going to get into another weekend with temperatures in the low 90s as the sun sets. But by game time, it'll be very nice there in Sandy Canyon, and we certainly look forward to it. So, again, join us tomorrow night. We'll be on the air starting at 6:45. Kickoff is at 7. It is homecoming. So, again, a lot of special activities around the hill there at Bates Stadium. We hope you'll come out and join us. And, again, back here next week at 6 p.m., our regular time for the Bryant Bell Coaches Show. For Nathan Martin, the head coach Bryant Bell, I'm Rich Dupree. Thanks for watching Pineville Rebel football here on 446 Sports.